Hello everyone, welcome back to Star Wars Empire at War. A little bit of a bonus video for this week because we're very much in the mood to carry on with this game. Really enjoying it recently. Of course, we did take Dantooine and Mulince in the previous video, which is absolutely brilliant. That has pushed our pop cap up, given us the pockets in this sector of the map. And of course, it would give us some very much needed income, pushing our income over 21,000, but netting a little lower than that because we do have a 6.7 thousand ship upkeep. And that's only going to get greater as we are trying to build up a new fleet over here. We do currently have a few Providence class dreadnoughts and carriers, and we also are going to be building up a subjugator heavy cruiser over here to really take on any Praetors coming out of the enemy. We've been very lucky not to see any Mandators actually so far. In private games, I've seen Mandators come out very quickly. Which is very strange indeed. We're going to build this up with some more carriers, more lower carriers and some more lower heavy frigates. And I think really we're going to bring that down to protect Cato and Deccan and Moidia really, because I want more power in this area. And that would be absolutely brilliant because then we can use Duoningo and Grievous a little more aggressively in this sector of the map once we've also brought down this fleet as well. It's been sat rather idly by in this sector of the map for quite some time. So I want to use it to start looking at Agamar and Ithor and Kilura over here because these two planets specifically are very nice choke points and they do provide a good amount of income. Kilura as well, good choke points. Does have connections to Coruscant, Anaxis and Arcania over there. We just want to block that off so that the enemy can't get to the money-making worlds over here. We do have two mining facilities up here. Let's make sure my Giso does have one on top, and Mulince does also have one. I do have a bad habit of forgetting to build those. I think finally we're going to take a small hit to our income to begin with and actually sell off the tax collection agency. Just double check the turbo lasers don't affect our stuff over here. So that should then push the influence on Mandalore up to above 8 where we can finally join the Death Watch. I think is what we're planning to go for over here. We don't have the research ready for that yet. Might want to make some use out of recruiting bounty hunters as well. We haven't currently done that in this series. That's rather a shame. It's something we don't really want to have to ignore for too long. What do we have on column 4 over here? I might want to increase the garrison over there. So we might bring some units from Sereno to the front lines immediately. Let's press play and do so. Like that. And I think we're immediately going to come down here. We're going to build up some more frigates and carriers. Let's get a couple of these munificents coming. Enemy's going to invade Karima, which is roughly down here. We don't have any fleets to deal with that, unfortunately, so we are going to have to use a ground invasion over here. Don't really want to lose that. We do have some B2s and some Octoptaras there to help. Yeah, nothing really to contest that at the moment, unfortunately. This is quite the hop on over, but I will try and bring in our fleets over here. Very minor fleet. We don't actually have any orbital to protect that, unfortunately, so we're very likely going to see a large land force coming very quickly. Let's have a look. Might just stop that. There we go. Excellent. Let's sort this out. So with this, we can just deploy in their faces. We will bring in an Omni towards the back, so just to stop them from retreating. That shouldn't be a problem. We'll just go right in their faces over here. Minor ships over here, so bring in some captors. They can destroy the more minor ships there. Nothing really horrible to deal with, of course. That should do. Deploy our interdiction mine from the Omni. And that should be very easy indeed. Just some heavy cruisers and some minor gunboats there. Might even do this before we can deploy our fighters actually. Very nice indeed. Let's try and focus over here. Get that down. Fighters are coming out. Have destroyed their fighter bays though, that's excellent. And that is just no damage to us. Brilliant. So what we'll do is just stay here for a second in case they do decide to bring in an army and put that into the orbital space there. Come back over to the northern sector towards Mon Calamari and such, and just double check we are building what we want over here. We do have more credits coming in now. Let's build then. How many carriers do we have? We have 4 captains. Let's get one more. Get some more minor carriers as well to help us out. So we've 71% done with the subjugator, which is excellent. Going to come down to Decanomoidia. And we are going to build up the space over here as well. We get some Golans out, double check what defences we do have. Trade Federation outpost, not going to really cuss it, need Golans really. This is why we want a second fleece over here, because now we have opened up Fondor and such to be invaded as well, haven't we? So we want some more Golans over here. What can we do on the ground? I think ion cannons and the planetary shield generator. What's the income looking like there? 300. We do have factories, so we're also going to go for, yeah, we're on influence level 6, so we can safely go for a tax collection agency as well to boost us up, and that'd be excellent because that is, in fact, the base income, so that should go up to a great amount there. I think we're also going to try and scout out Agamar and Ithor as well. We do need to spend some money on creating some factories over here. There are some minor factories to begin with, and some space, of course. Let's get up some probe droids. Enemy fleets approaching. Let's see. Invade Karima. If that's not it, then I don't know. Because we don't have another text message. So I don't know where to go if that's going to jump. Says Karima again.
New task assigned.
Let's try and save some money. There we go. This is exactly what we're waiting for. Look at that. Jedi, 6 UT-80s, 3 UT-OTs, horrible gunships, and we do of course have interdiction capabilities here, so that's excellent to see. Let's go straight into this and enjoy the fun. Now, it looks like being very lucky because of course we can't deploy manually on defences. We have actually started with the Omni very luckily, so instantly deploy the interdiction mine and just force our way into the faces of the enemy there. That would be great. Look at all of these transports in orbit here. A massive blow to the Republic ground forces here. This will be very, very easy pickings indeed. Let's get our fighters and bombers over independently there. Here we go, make it in range now. The massive amount of rockets and bombs coming out here, ripping apart these transport ships. You love to see it. You really do love to see it. Let's bring some fighters and such over to these asteroids. That's where the enemy's coming. Trying to escape to. Look at that. Absolutely brilliant. You love to see it. You really love to see it. And there we go, of course, a very swift and easy victory there. So that means I think we can return now to at least Bestine. That's a nice position to jump between planets where needed. Let's finally scout out Ithor and Agamar. See what we need. Build up some more army over here. Let's get some tanks, some more B2s over here will be very nice. We're going to get some more crabs and AA here. So what do we have on these planets? It looks like there are some ISPs over here, otherwise some very basic defences on Agamar, quite an easy attack there, and a hypervelocity cannon to dissuade us from an orbital fight over here, but that's absolutely fine. Otherwise a TX-130 garrison and the usual senator's office over here, so that should be fairly easy takeovers. So that means we can move Duoningo over to Ithor, drag some units from there to take that, and we'll take things from these few planets over to Agamar. Just going to double check what's going on over here to keep an eye. We are 89% onto here. Have a fairly decent standing fleet at the moment. Just need some more minor frigates, I think. Maybe an Omni to help out with interdiction capabilities. And that would be very nice indeed. So we might want to make that from here. That'll be a lot of money gone, but we are just about to produce some more there. Let's have a look at Mandalore, if we remember where the bloody hell it is. So over here we are on influence level 8 finally, and that means we can support the Death Watch for Pre-Vizsla, Bo-Katan and Lorca Gadik. I believe that's how I pronounce it, couldn't tell you. That's just for some flavour, and we'll do that very soon. Let's just double check what's going on down here. Do we have much over Salus? It was just these, wasn't it? Okay, let's bring these over then to Geonosis. Land this, because that's rather silly to have that out. I think we'll come back over to Karima for these units. We did just see something pop up there, which is very interesting. Very interesting indeed. What are they doing? Let's bring some space over there so we can see, because it looks like they're just passing through unimpeded there. Let's finally move over to Agamar and over to Etho. And get this going on Mandalore, shall we? Yep, look at that. They were passing units through. We're just going to have to retreat through this because we don't have any capabilities here.
Coming back around for another run. Intercepting. Excellent shot.
Okay, so we've also just been given the mission to conquer Corrida for a Stormfleet destroyer and of course some Techno-Union support. Very, very interesting proposition there. It does stay in line with conquering Ithor, and it does of course mean we close off this choke point over here. That's going to be rather heavily defended though, which is rather interesting. This does have a planetary bonus of having an academy as well though, which is very, very useful indeed. Might want to think about that, and then we can gobble up Balmora as well a little later, just to protect ourselves there. Still looking at Kashyyyk though, where this fleet is only getting bigger over here, and I really need to sort that out as quickly as possible. We do have our new subjugator over here, just filling up our ranks with some more minor ships now. We do have some good damaging ships and such. So I think what we're going to spend our money on is just one more of these. If we get two more, why not? And we shall get some, I think, we shall get some more minor frigates there, and that should do for that fleet to join over later. We need something on top of Karima though, because they're just taking the piss over there. So we will send Auto over here very quickly, because that's threatening there. And we'll start our invasions in the top sector there. We also have a new defense mission over here. For mercenary platoons on Geonosis. I'm not so worried about that, to be honest. Just pause and come over because we are under pressure from this hypervelocity cannon over here. So make sure we do have what we want to take that on. We do have our hero there. Some fair infantry. I wouldn't mind some more tanks. I believe they're on their way. Believe they are. That might not be though. We'll have to do if not. Just double checking. We might just want to bring in something from Munilinst here maybe. Or Scipio. Do have some good tanks over there. Let's just bring in some, I think, ATs and a Persuader there. Come on. Game going very slow. Enemy fleet actually about to invade Geonosis. That's very interesting. Do we have an ion cannon there? We do not. We have turbo lasers. We're going for the ground defense there. We also have the message from Pre-Vizsla. Excellent. Let's see what we can do over there then. So we have, is this Pre-Vizsla himself? We do. Excellent stuff. Very, very nice indeed. We'll check that out in a second. But we're going to have to deal with, I think, that invasion on Geonosis. And of course deal with this. Okay, so Battle of Ithor, very, very interesting map here actually. Could go straight for a building down here, the hypervelocity cannon, as well as a heavy factory and some more reinforcements. Or we could go northwards and go for one reinforcement point, looks like a 5 cap there, which is very nice indeed, and go for this victory objective. Let's go for the victory objective, I think. So let's start off with our hero to handle any infantry for us. We'll start off with some more B2s. We'll make it large an infantry army for the minute. We'll start off with this Mandalorian platoon actually as well. Very nice indeed. And that will do for now. Let's head up immediately then. I have been toying with the idea of starting our landings with some commandos or even crab droids so they can sprint up to quickly capture nearby command posts. Just scout down here for any particular build pads that which might be about, just to protect our flanks here a little better. And what is this ability he gets? He gets Mind Trick to make people run in random directions. Rather interesting there.
All ready. Squad assignment accepted.
Can't see any build pads though, which is rather unlucky. Perhaps they come around a little further down. But it will take this over here. The Mandalorian's moving a little quicker. They can't actually capture, which is rather unlucky. It's rather a shame indeed, actually. Here's a build pad. We can sit there and we can actually garrison as well, which would be very nice.
I'm on point.
So I think what we'll do, build an infantry, garrison in there, just to watch our backs. And these are very much, actually they do quite well against tanks apparently. They've got some blasters as such, and rockets rather. Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Dealing with the shields okay. The rockets will bypass from the B2s. Interesting. And now we can guess out actually some of our tanks.
Setting course.
We'll just move straight on over to this objective and then move up to capture the victory points. We'll try and take this abandoned barracks, I believe that is.
Battle mode active.
Just swarm this with some rockets there. So why bring the B2s? Some fairly tanky general purpose units there.
Roger.
Just have a scout around here. We're going to have to move out of there though. That's a little much. It's a little much.
Right away, sir. Squad, advance.
Okay, what we'll do is we'll capture these. This young man can deal with the ACRC and such. Oh well, we need to bring in our tanks.
Hey, we got here.
Turret constructing.
They'll come in, I think, with an anti-infantry gun there.
Forming squad.
There we go. Our tanks can sit on the backs here. Supported, I think, by the Mandalorians since they can't capture.
Construction.
Bring over the repair droids.
Follow me.
And we'll sit over here.
Ready and practice.
Just capture that and we'll be all nice and dandy, won't we? There is an anti-infantry gun coming up there. We'll lose one tank, are we? Rather unlucky. Look at that. TX-130s do bring some decent firepower with them, don't they? Pull back. Not a problem. Don't need to stay in that area for too long. We are about to take that point. Need to take that a little more securely and we shall get a victory. Don't believe they have... Yep, there we go. They don't have a planetary shield generator, which does prevent the capture victory. That's very nice indeed. Shouldn't have lost anything there. And we certainly didn't. Excellent. Do still have that invasion of Geonosis coming forwards, apparently.
Construction.
It's rather interesting. Not sure how we're going to defend against that. It's going to be coming down to the ground force there, which is fairly decent. They've taken their time actually taking that, so, which is very useful for us. Let's come back over here. Garrison Scipio once again.
Construction.
And we'll double check exactly what these new heroes are like actually then. So we have Bo-Katan. They are of course a fighter. They get the wrist rockets and blasters. They can reinforce and capture things, which is excellent. Have command tier 5, which is the lowest. Let's see about Lorca Gdik, which we are going to keep calling him. We have a fire spray patrol craft. Okay, interesting. Interesting. So that's more of an anti-infantry once again. He's also an administrator, which is excellent, but only for Mandalorian infantry, which is a shame. But we do now get some good infantry out, which can take cover. Excellent. Commando platoon and standard soldier platoon. Looks like wrist rockets with repeating blasters means generally anti-infantry, but also a bit of anti-tank, which is excellent. Commandos are jetpacked, I believe. That's absolutely fine. That's what we've just been using. And now, because of that, hopefully we can create another tax collection agency. We'll see about that. If we prove wrong, that would be a shame. Now have another lightsaber wielder, but he does not self-heal. He does also have a jetpack and flamer, which is excellent. Very nice indeed. So very quick, very anti-infantry. Excellent. We're going to have to get some use out of them, aren't we? Might try and get some use out of them for upcoming invasion of Kilura, because we are quite ready to go for Agamar now. We'll just make sure we start with the B2s, and we'll get in on it. Okay, so once again, a very interesting map here. We get to capture 2 abandoned turbo laser towers pretty much immediately, so let's go for them. Let's go for MTT for slow push. Gonna go for some more B2s, and I think we will get some crab droids.
Capacity.
Bring some units over here to capture the pads. We will, if we want to keep hold of the abandoned turbo laser towers, we will have to keep a unit nearby for that, which is a shame. So they'll have less relevance as we push in, of course.
We've secured a build pad.
We might go for the victory objective here, because we've got to pass that on our way down. Very interestingly shaped mapped, which is it's very strange. Does force you through there. There is an infantry only path through here.
Captured an abandoned turbo laser
Very
tower.
interesting indeed, actually. Very, very interesting indeed.
Turret constructing.
I think we'll keep 1 unit towards these turbo lasers. Things that get spat out over here would be nice.
Abandoned turbo laser.
It's absolutely fine. So you've already lost it with that. Let's go straight to the next command post then. Of that lovely MTT supporting. Love to see these things in action. They do provide an amazing amount of anti-infantry firepower. And a nice damage soak as well. Guessing the dwarf spiders out of our military field base here is also useful.
We've captured an abandoned
We now have those 2 turbo laser towers, backed up by these more minor guns. Probably should have made one of, or both of them anti-infantry, but not to worry. Alright, let's focus these platforms, because they will do a fair amount of damage, but we'll take the crab droids specifically onto the infantry. So they'll be struggling otherwise. Probably want to start in more tanks, you know, they do have these platforms, but not to worry. We move our crab droids back, because they've already taken a lot of damage. Not a bother. Let's bring up the MTT. Would have liked to see an MTT perhaps provide mobile infantry healing. But that's not necessarily what they're about, are they? I remember a time in the original game where these sandbags would provide true cover. I don't know if that's the case anymore.
constructing.
It's a shame if it's not the case.
Choose your
We will get some AATs going. We'll start pushing up as well. What is this? 5 points cap. So we don't necessarily need this second one. We'll capture it anyway, just for some more bases. And we'll send some units up here, just for the sake of capturing some ground.
construction complete. Turret constructing.
Start moving up as well with everything else. Just trying to make sure we do move as a group. Bring up some gunships as well, very much like the gunships. And that might do for now, really. Might want to just bring in some persuaders soon.
Bombing run available.
Do of course have the bombing runs available later on. Let's pull that back. Pull that back. Pull everything back there. We're going to lose an AAT immediately. What we can do is use these gunships. Come on. To get rid of these turrets. Did manage to destroy that turret very quickly though. Must respect the damage capabilities of these turrets. And now we can move in. Pull back with these. They're not going to do too much against TX-130 there. The ACRC. What are we struggling with over here? Just struggling with the terrain. Not a problem. We can hop on behind that. Although there is an anti-air turret there. That's rather interesting. We can go around behind that, go in its face with these crab droids, charge that down. We'll all be good. Just make sure we're moving over here. On this area. Get some excellent anti-infantry firepower out of these HMPs, which is brilliant to see. Just need to cross the river there, we're struggling a bit with the terrain. Yeah, they are firing at us from range there. We must respect the range of that. Taking some time with the crabs, not to worry. Might want to pull back in just a second with these HMP before we lose too many. what we can do is take this pad. Might want to take a further back one actually. Just push up a tad. We are going to capture that, so it's all good. Stop here. Taking some time because we don't have true anti-building or vehicle firepower there.
Turret constructing.
Excellent stuff. Okay, so we can bring the guns back over here. Move our infantry generally on top of this.
Bombardment available.
Oh, we're very happy. What do we get out of here? We've got some local military squads. Not the most exciting unit, but it's something for diversity's sake. Look at the MTT just shred the infantry out of there. Absolutely brilliant. We are healed up over here. Gonna destroy the neutral bunker, of course. I think we'll just make sure we push up towards these build pads. What we can do is just scout ahead with these, make sure there's no field base on this particular capture post. There is in fact one of these over here. And of course all of our turrets from this invasion will remain for any defences in the future, so that's always nice to remember. But seeing there's nothing else around here, we don't need to push in too hard, because it's quite likely they've captured the abandoned turbo lasers over here, and they will really rip us to shreds there.
Construction complete.
And at the end of that battle, I think because it's a somewhat brain-dead, slow push, we're quite lucky not to lose any infantry there. But not to worry, still haven't lost them. Excellent. If it's stupid but it works, it ain't too stupid. So that's that little pocket pretty much closed off. The problem is, the more you push, the more you need to push even harder, because we've just opened ourselves up to these very nasty planets over here. I need to watch out for Karima and of course Kilara, but might want to take Kilara, as that is a very nasty choke point to take. It does have a few build options there, and some good space defense potential. Better than Scipio, of course, so we will want to take that. We will need to scout it though. We do need to make sure we're building over there. Excellent, just the basic buildings there. So let's make sure we have garrisoned Ithor properly here. We can see we are at 10 out of 10 there. That's great. So let's pull back then to Mygito and such. Or actually, let's go to Onderon with a few things. Spread that out. What's going on with these? Very, very nasty fleet. Let's have a quick look at that in detail. So 9 victories, 3 Venuses, 4 acclimated 2s, a lot of other acclimators, a lot of pelters again, and above the hypervelocity cannons. That's rather nasty indeed. And they can go straight through the Trandosha, can't they? Not liking that whatsoever. Let's put in these reinforcements over here, because more ships is always good. What we can do is pick up over at Jabim as well.
Construction complete.
Get, I think, this on first. Techno Union has conquered Rendilia. Excellent! That's really, really good to push out over there. Really, really good of them. That's helped us out in this pocket over here. Excellent that they're that active. Let's pull up. We can just pick up on Jabim, and then we can move over perhaps to encircle Kashyyyk maybe. And test out that new fleet. Let's bring the Viceroy round, shall we, to just look at perhaps bolstering over here, because we still have basically nothing. An extra fleet down here is always good. I'm very tempted for yet another subjugator, actually, to help against Praetors to 1v1 those. But looking at our credits, actually we're about to bring in some new credits, so we will build one. Because you can never have too many, but we will have to capture more planets because we're very closely getting to maximum pop cap.
Construction complete.
These only provide a small amount, these extra stations. Let's get this one. Agamar will build, I think, this and that. Same over here again.
Construction.
Get some production going. And in fact, Ithor, yeah, that is unfortunately a choke point planet, so we're going to get production rather than income for the minute. Hopefully the game to catch up.
Building started.
Agamar perhaps can get some
Construction complete.
mining facilities and tax collection agency rather, but we're just waiting for that influence to increase. So what we'll do is we will make some more production there, of course. Watch out over here. And of course, we do have this to move over now. Just move that over to Trandosha to block this. Sullust is not active at the moment.
Construction complete.
Bring this on over. And what we can do is take the Viceroy over to Decanamoidia because we still don't have the shipping over there. They're actually sending people over again with Decanamoidia like they're doing with Karima, which is really taking the piss actually. So what we'll do is just send, if that's the case, just one of these over just to block that.
Construction
Preventing us
complete.
from making more droids.
Come back over to
Things like-
Kashyyyk and such and scout that once again,
Unit in production.
as well as Umbara.
Unit in production.
And what do we want to do with our massive amount of forces over here? We do still have Renvar in our pockets over there, but I don't think that's too much of a bother, to be honest. I'm not going to produce too much out of there. It is very much Kashyyyk and other things, really. Might want to take a Brichia over here, actually. We can scout that as well.
Constructing unit.
So we can move some forces sort of ready to take that, I think. We do still have Count Dooku over here. With Sally Kamai as well, we are on 6 influence. So we'll make that make a tax collection entity there. Do we have to conquer Praesitlum? No, we have to scout. Not so worried about the Sabeth Hex deployers, actually. Although they're not necessarily bad. What do we have over here? Let's finally scout, shall we? What's going on? Why can't we scout if we mix units? We certainly have. About to invade Cason and Moida, are they? Don't like that at all. Don't like that. We're not going to make that in time. It takes too long to drag over. Okay, it's Tinner. Interesting. Didn't see that. Why is that the case? We have just moved through there, which is quite the insult. So, what we can do, we are bringing Grievous over. We can do that. Also resolve that. Not a problem. Just make sure we keep an eye over here. Bring Grievous around correctly. Come back over to what we were doing here. And that is going to be a ground invasion, unfortunately, on Tinner. Not... Oh, what is this? The A5RX. That's rather nasty indeed. Fair bit of health on that. Good AI cannons on there. But we are going to try and defend this, because quite defensible is Tinner. You can see why it's quite defensible. It's quite the closed off map. They have these 2 choke point alleyways to go through. We're going to pull back with our artillery to begin with, where possible. Bring our droidicas down onto the post there. Make sure we build over here. Can we not build while we're paused? That's rather a shame.
I hate
Rather a shame indeed. Let's build that. Come down here. Deploy. And we'll just bring that back a little more.
destroy the clone. Roger, roger.
Bring down some Spider Walkers. Bring down all of these. Just make some turrets in our flank, shall we? Because the enemy could well come around here, of course. Make some anti-air turrets because we fear the bombing runs.
Turret constructed.
There we go, you see they're coming now, but our droidicas are deployed, and we do also have our artillery deployed. We'll deploy this one as well. Bring back our anti-air for now.
Construction complete.
Just move in with our stats and drop our bombs very quickly, and move back out. Start firing here, please.
Construction complete.
Look at that, very nice indeed. We're going to lose the dwarf spiders, unfortunately. Rather a shame. Going to want to pick this up. The build pads there. And what we'll do is build some more turrets over here. Start blocking this side as well. Might want to come around on this side over here with some anti-tank. To destroy the UC-80s. Get both of our artillery onto this blob here actually. Accidentally gave a move order, so they might need to redeploy. Just move the dwarf spiders around this side very quickly. Pull back attack because we're struggling with the... Oh, there's some gunships up there. Just try and get them. It's happening a little bit. There we go, lovely stuff. Bring these round. Yeah, look at that. Look at all of that. You can see these come around now. Actually, just build a backup healing station there. Okay, what do we have in the back over here? We're certainly going to want to claim this abandoned factory. as well as this one, which we have completely ignored. Take the command post for more military base.
Construction complete.
Only need the one unit over there. Okay, I think we do a very limp push onto this side just to give the enemy something else to think about. Heal up a little more just to hold off the enemy infantry. We are using our artillery on the tanks over here, which is very, very useful. Okay, excellent. And if we can just remove the field base here and then catch the command post, that would be excellent. Pull back because that does specialise against infantry. Just command group the artillery there. Focus this, please. You're not focusing. Drop these again. Focus. Focus. Otherwise we will completely lose this unit. Let's pull back the Hellfires. Very, very sad to see that happen there. But they have cleared away very briefly for a push. If we can see that, let's use our artillery there, please. So these bloody speeders always give us trouble. Always give us trouble with our terrible micro, of course. Get rid of them. Don't like speeders at all. Where did our artillery go? I didn't send that in. Don't remember sending that in. Well, that's that done then. Should really pull back and heal. Should really pull back to heal. That's rather a shame. I didn't see what happened with our artillery there. Did not see what happened at all with that.
Yes, sir.
Don't believe I sent it in. Use the long range here of the Hellfires. Oh, they're different Hellfires. What is going on here? Move away. Ion cannon and concussion grenades. Interesting.
Hey, nice. Don't get too close.
Standing by. Scouting location.
Hates these things. Hate speeders. Bane of my existence.
Give me just a second.
Unit destroyed.
Ready to go. Ground targets locked.
What I do love are these air speeders here we've got.
Ready for attack.
Unit destroyed.
Oh, they brought out their own artillery now, have I noticed? They certainly have.
Destroyed.
Oh dear. Bloody speeders have beaten back those. That's rather nasty indeed. Rather rude. Why am I not firing? We're struggling with enemy bombardment available. Very sad to see. That would have wiped out over here. Very, very sad indeed.
We've secured
Looks like they're waiting for us.
Yeah, we can't do much against this artillery now, unfortunately.
Better come up with a
What is this? Is that an ARC trooper? It certainly is. Struggling with the ground again.
Building under
I
construction.
hate clowns.
Need to reform and regroup now, don't we?
We've secured a build pad.
Don't think we can push up to these build pads now.
Hey, we got here. We'll form them for the objective. Hey,
Sit on top of here for now. I would love to have known what happens to my artillery. Massive oversight there, quite likely. Bit of a misclick.
Construction complete.
Ah, there's their artillery. Let's focus that as quickly as possible because that's going to pop us. Excellent. Okay, that suggests that the enemy is running low on reinforcements.
yay. No use trying to leave.
Bring our crabs round because they're rather idle, rather nasty idle. Let's bring these round. We need numbers, really need numbers.
Shoot me now.
We can just sit by here. We can replace this turret, I think, just to make sure it's repaired.
We've lost.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, nasty stuff. Let's push in the flank. What do we do there? More speeders. And they're retreating. Excellent. Excellent. Very nasty, messy defense. And I'll happily take it. If we can pick up this last UC-80, that'd be excellent. So, we lost basically all of our ground. Yeah, we did lose the artillery there. Wonder, I didn't notice a bombing run. Might have accidentally moved that in. If someone can tell me while we're watching this, that'd be great. 6 UTACs though, that's excellent. We're coming in with Grievous to destroy a Praetor, of course. Yeah, we can see they were very much running low on reinforcements, but the enemy has retreated. Not a problem. So, one more battle, I think. What are we doing on Kashyyyk? Yeah, it's still very, very nasty indeed. Still very, very nasty indeed. I think what we do, if we could try and take Umbara to cut them off here, and that's another hypervelocity cannon destroyed actually, as well as all these UTACs again. So we need to move our forces around, but that's not a problem. Move them over to quarter 6 for now. Just scout out over here. What we can do then is take over this unit because I want to use that. Where did the Viceroy go? He was towards the Caisson and Moira and such, wasn't he? Let's finally get that up.
Under construction.
Moving out.
We can build some more minor frigates over here as well. Nelvan, that's close, I believe. Yeah, so the enemy's just taken Nelvan over here, which does again open up Geonosis, which is rather interesting. I wonder where that Praetors moved from. Is it perhaps over here? Doesn't look like it. They've got far too many Praetors about, don't they? Far, far too many. Start building some things over here. I think we're going to build some captors to begin with. That'll be fine. Just bring him out of danger's way. Come back over here towards Onderon and such, and we'll make sure we deploy properly, like so. I will test out this new fleet. Of course, only on some static defense for now. We've caught a ground unit there. That's excellent. Pretty sure we have an Omni for this. Excellent. Let's go. Okay, so we are going to deploy right in their face. There's no need for anything too big-brained here. We just need to remember that they do have a hypervelocity cannon, so we are going to bring in our subjugator to tank that. Bring back the Omni over here. Bring these in. Bring our captors in, of course. And because they do have defences, that's excellent. Although that's going to run us out of command points. So it's going to come in with something a little more minor. Going to come in with... Can't come in with too much, can we? Come in with one munificent here. And we'll come in with some defense over here.
At maximum capacity.
Immediately firing onto these transports. And we'll destroy them. If they want to retreat, they can later on because we'll destroy these instantly. That's excellent. Move up onto this then. Brilliant. And that will take the hit. Once again, it's very, very tanky. So it's all good. Here come our fighters and bombers. A lot of tri-droids out. Very happy for that. Bombers can come in, just take on the base. Because we do have some excellent ships over here.
We cannot allow Republic forces to retake target Alpha.
A little too late to get in on these bombers though, not a problem. They're not going to hurt too much.
Final arming sequence.
Taking the movement rather than the bloody attack order once again. Don't know why. Rather annoying actually that it keeps doing that. Got some more bombers in the back here. There we go, get these carrots down. Very, very nice battle indeed. I'm very much liking the options we have as reinforcements as well when we need to. Rounded with a good centerpiece ship here. Excellent for taking on Praetors. You can see we've already got a lot of bombers out just from this small composition here. So we're going to take all of our bombers now and just destroy the enemy shipyard, and that shall be that. Here comes another hypervelocity cannon shot. Not doing too much there. Excellent. Very lucky that does target the tankier ship here. And there goes the frigate shipyard. Very, very nice to see indeed. Very, very nice to see indeed. That is going to make for An excellent little victory there to close off the enemy. Just make sure we destroy their reinforcements. It's interesting we have to do this, but not to worry. And there we go. Certainly did conquer there. But I think we're going to leave the invasion of Umbara for the next episode, guys. We have, of course, caught some good UC-80s there. Enemies spamming those out very quickly indeed. So on the ground, we do have some AA and a lot of LR-57 droids. Very interesting there. But looking at the layout there, all the way at the back, of course, is their base with the hypervelocity cannon in this northern sector here. So that is going to be that for today, ladies and gentlemen. I get the feeling it's dragging on quite a bit today for this bonus episode. I hope you have enjoyed it for today. Please do let me know in the comments section below. Now that we do have these fleets coming out, we're able to make sure we're not overstretched so much. We do so just make sure they're positioned properly, make sure we take Kashyyyk in this horrible fleet moving forwards, of course. That has thinned down now they've moved around. That's actually rather tempting to try and take on. But again, that will be for later videos. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Do very much appreciate it as ever. I shall see you in the future. May all of your nights and days be auspicious. Goodbye.